Hi everyone, this is Luxtos, and today I'm bringing you yet another WeakAuras video guide. What we're going to be covering today is Phase 2 for Rogue. What does Phase 2 mean? Well, since I've done every WeakAuras on all of the 12 classes, we are now starting what I call the Phase 2. Phase 2 is going to implement PvP talent, suggestion, and some bug fix for all classes. Since Rogue is my main, I'm starting the Phase 2 with the Rogues. So I'm going to show you real quick what improvements have I made to the Rogue WeakAuras, and let's do that right now. First, you're going to need to import back every single WeakAura. What I suggest doing is that you open WeakAura, and you can go check the part 1 if you don't know how to import, but we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to do so. What I really recommend doing right now is that you right-click all of your rogue group and that you do delete children and group for all of them. Okay, so once that's done and that you've deleted all group, you go in the link from the description below. You will be able to find all 6 group, just like we always did with WeakAuras, and you simply click copy WeakAura import string. There you go. Go back into WeakAura and click import, paste it in. And there you go. So right now, as you can see, this is a new feature from the latest version of WeakAura. Since I already have the latest version, well, I don't have the latest version. It's actually an old version. But right now, it's asking me, what do I want to do? Do I want to create a copy or do I want to update the WeakAuras? So this is going to be the new way of updating. But you need to have at least the latest version, which has the exact same name, because earlier version didn't have the patch name in the title, so they're not gonna be. It's not gonna be able to recognize them as an update. It's gonna think that it's a different WeakAura and try to import it only as a copy. But if you have this, instead of deleting, you can simply do update aura. And if, for example, you have some display that you want to keep, you can go ahead and uncheck those and all that stuff. But if you want to have a clean import and make sure that everything is working fine, just like I wanted it to look like, well, I really recommend deleting all group and children and starting from scratch by importing all of them. So once you paste that in, you click done and you import all 6 group. You need to do this for all of them. So you simply click copy on every single one of them, paste them in, and you should be ready to go. So let's see what's new in the WeakAura. Let's see what is new. Okay, so first we did PvP talents. So we now have access to all the PvP talents, which are active abilities. So like Shiv, Neurotoxin, Dead from Above, Smoke Bomb are all going to be tracked. So if I go in combat right now, there you go. I place Smoke Bomb as a DPS cooldown because you're probably going to use it to kill people. And not a utility because I don't want to cluster this bar too much. Rogue has a lot of utility and I want it to stay pretty clean, let's say. Okay, so for Rogue, the biggest thing that I changed for Assassination is Subterfuge. So Subterfuge and also Night Stalker are being tracked. So if I open up, there you go. You'll see that it's showing the number in green, which means that you should not reapply you should not reapply Garrote without Subterfuge. So you could decide to vanish and reapply it if you wish for it, and the other one are simply gonna fall off and not have a Subterfuge tracked in. So there you go. This one is, this one isn't. So it's easy to track. It's going to be the exact same working function for Night Stalker. So if you decide to use Night Stalker and use, for example, Crimson Tempest, Crimson Tempest is going to work with Night Stalker and also Rupture. So you'll be able to track all of your Empower Bleed. This was something that was missing from the Phase 1, but now it is in. I've also simplified all of the WeakAuras, so they're a little bit more clean. There's less aura to load, less icon, and it's a bit more straightforward with what is required in the loading process. So that is it for Assassination. So we're going to go ahead and change spec to Outlaw. Let's go to Outlaw. Outlaw had some change also, so we're going to have all PvP talent and I've implemented new auras. So instead of tracking baseline the Alacrity row and the Slice and Dice row, we now have a Roll the Bone aura and a Between the Eye aura. So you're going to be able to track this if you have either Ruthless Precision proc as you Roll the Bone, or if you have the Azerite trait. So this is going to be very useful, and Roll the Bone is also going to be very nice, because now what I'm tracking is if you have the good combination of buff. So currently right now, we're either waiting for Grand Melee, Ruthless Precision, or any 2 buffs. Of course, if this pattern changes, I'm going to update the WeakAuras for it. But right now, let's try to roll some buffs. Okay, so this is only 1 buff, and it's broadside, so it's not what we're looking for right now. So the aura is still glowing, letting you know you should roll the bone. There you go. We got 2, and we got Ruthless Precision. So now, as you can see, Between the Eye is glowing, because you should use it over Dispatch, because it has a 60% chance extra to crit. So there you go. We're now tracking, well, this was already tracked, but we're tracking Blade Rush with its active, and Blade Fury, just like we did back in the first version. This is just streamlined a little bit, and it's a lot easier, I think, to track good DPS rotation with Between the Eye and Roll the Bones and all the buffs up here. So right now I'm making Ruthless Precision glow. I'm just gonna show you real quick how to edit those in this video, so that if for whatever reason you want to track something else, or the patches change and you don't want to wait for me to update them, it's actually pretty easy to do. So for example, right now I'm tracking Ruthless Precision, so I'm just checking your glow. So if you don't want that, you don't want to see Ruthless Precision glow, simply click on it, go in Display, and uncheck the box. Same thing for Grand Melee. Currently I'm making both glow, because those are both aura that I'm looking for. I'm trying to fish for them. So yeah, that's going to be pretty easy to edit on your side. There's not much else that has changed for this spec, but I think those are very welcome change. And of course, Smoke Bomb, Plunder Armor, all that good stuff is going to be working with the PvP talents now. And by the way, PvP talents are now, well, they've never been, but they will be only loaded if you are in specific instances. So if you are in no instance, they will be loaded. I will not check for War Mode, because War Mode is disabled when you enter something. So it's not going to work, for example, if I track for War Mode and you're doing a dungeon. But they are not going to show up if you are inside a dungeon, a raid, or someplace where you are not going to be able to use them. So that's going to be pretty cool. Your interface is going to stay clean. And now for Subtlety. Yes, I pronounced it right. Subtlety. Well, I think so. There we go. This is my favorite spec so far in Legion, so I've put a little more time on this one. But yeah, we're gonna change. We changed some stuff. So what has changed? I'm tracking. Instead of tracking a dead talent row, so pretty much I was tracking this row, but since we're almost all the time playing with Dark Shadow, we're not tracking anything, and Enveloping Shadow wasn't tracking anything either. So Alacrity for both Outlaw and Subtlety are going to be tracked up there, because first, it's not that important. I mean, if you're doing a standard DPS rotation, it should stay up. So yeah, it's getting tracked. I just don't put as much emphasis on it. And yeah. So for Subtlety, I'm going to track your AoE rotation. So if you are not near to target, it's going to tell you to cast Backstab. Because if you are not in Shadow Dance, if there is 2 targets, so either you have the choice of Backstabbing or Shuriken Storm. For 2 target, Shuriken Storm is better. If you are in Shadow Dance, you need at least 3 target to do Shuriken Storm over Shadow Strike. So this is taken into account. So right now there's only 1 target near me in a 10-yard radius, which is the range of Shuriken Storm. But if I get close to this one, it becomes in range, and then I'm able to hit it, which now I'm able to generate Shuriken combo, which is why it becomes so powerful. So we're also tracking that, so you're able to see how much combo you're currently having. from doing your AoE rotation, which is really, really useful. I also changed the way that these are being tracked. So what I used to do with Subtlety is that everything would start glowing at the same time because every ability is important. But now, if you enter combat, for example, and you start doing your rotation, you're going to see that nothing is glowing except Nightblade, because you need to have Nightblade on before doing anything. Otherwise, you're wasting big DPS. So as soon as you apply Nightblade, there you go. It's going to let you know you should probably Shadow Dance, Symbol of Death, and do your big finisher, which in this case is Secret Technique. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There you go. 5 combo point, Secret Technique, Mark for Dead, Eviscerate. There you go. Pretty simple. I need to reapply this outside of Shadow Dance, of course. Always remember to do so. Never apply it inside. There you go. So also, as you can see, Symbol of Death and Shadow Dance are flashing whenever they are active, because I wanted to make sure it was easy to track, because they are so important for the Subtlety rotation. You need to track when they are active, because that's where you need to line up your burst. All the DPS from Subtlety come from those two buffs. I also added a tracker down below. There you go. So you have this bar representing the duration of Shadow Dance, and the pink one representing the duration of your Symbol of Death. So if you activate both at the same time, the longest one, the latest one, is always going to be showing on top. So usually you try to sync them up, and you usually press, you're going to be able to see both at the same time underneath one another, which is going to help you out a lot in your DPS rotation. So just like a standard rotation, we're currently using PvP talents. So I'm currently using Cold Blood. There you go. And yeah, that's why it was being tracked there. So if I'm going into a dungeon or a raid, it's not going to show up, and your interface will stay clean. So that's pretty much it for Rogue. I hope you guys like this. Many good improvement for Phase 2. I will be doing a Phase 2 for all classes. So make sure you let me know in the comment below here on YouTube if you like the new changes, and if you want to see new improvements on Rogue or any other classes that you are currently playing. So if you want to support me, you can like this video, comment, subscribe to my YouTube, and also visit me on Twitch. I always do these video and WeakAuras live on Twitch. You can come follow me, come have a chat. We're having a great party over there, great community. We're having a lot of fun, and I invite you to come join us. So that was it for me today. Enjoy BFA, guys.